Hey guys, I'm Dimension Jumper today between my top 5 least favourite personas. Now, within the Persona series, you can get a bunch of personas, and I've been playing a lot of Persona 5 and as well as Persona 5 Royal, and there was a lot of personas in that game that I don't really like a lot, and in today's video I'm just going to be going over some of the ones that I don't really like. So for number 5 is Mandrake. Now Mandrake is one of the first early personas you can get, and it basically looks like a sort of walking celery stick flower thing, and the reason why I don't like it is that its design looks too humanoid. To me personally, it feels kind of strange that in the game you can get a walking flower whose design looks a lot like a human, and that doesn't really, I don't know, just because there are a lot of, like, I think there was a lot of potential with Mandrake, but I feel like a lot of it was lost due to its design. So I think if there was if Mandrake was, I would have preferred Mandrake a lot more if it was like had a slightly better design, if it was like designed less like a human and more like a plant based persona. It would have been a lot cooler, and its design doesn't really strike me as a cool persona. For number 4 is Onai. I'm not happy to one of those pronunciations is probably right. And what I don't like about this persona is that it's just basically just a giant ball type thing with a stick sword thing, and again with Mandrake it kind of looks a bit too humanoid. It would have been, there was a lot of potential in Oni, but I think if it was designed to be a bit more beastly, I think then it would have been much more cooler, because the only animal-like thing that it has going for it is probably the 2 tusks that you can see from its mouth, and probably the horn on top of its head, but apart from that, it looks too humanoid. I think it would have been a lot better if it was like more ball-like or something. I don't know, that's just my personal opinion. For number 3 is Slime. Now Slime is probably not the greatest design-wise, because it's just basically just a slime with a face, and yeah, it doesn't look that really cool, and plus it's one of those few early personas, kind of like Mandrake, that you can get in the game, and you'll probably just forget that it's actually there's an actual persona that you can get, because when you first get a slime, you can just fuse it with another persona to get a new one, and then you might just forget about slime altogether. And I think that's what I feel like about slime. It's just one of those personas that you'll just get and then get rid of straight away once you get it, because it's just, to me, not that memorable looking or cool. It's just really forgettable. For number 2 is Mithras. Now Mithras, I don't know. It's like Mithras to me. It's like it looks funny, but it's one of those ones that I laugh at it instead of with it, because it's basically this sort of guy in a stone thing, and it looks, some of it looks nice, it looks cool, but again it kind of feels a bit forgettable, kind of like Slime, because you might fight it a couple of times, like I think during Okuma's palace, and I think you can also fight one in Mementos during one of the 3 quests you can do, and yeah, it's just kind of forgettable. Maybe if it's had maybe if it had if it was like tweaked a bit in design wise, it would have been a lot better. Like a few tweaks here and there in terms of design, it would have been a lot better and a lot cooler to see how, because I think there's a lot of potential in Mithras, but I think if it was just given a bit more polish, I think it would have been a really cool and intimidating looking persona. And for number 1 is Kodama. I think that's how you pronounce it. And it's basically this sort of floating paper man thing. I'm not 100% sure. And yeah, and again, I know I feel like I'm repeating myself, but it's just one of those forgettable Pokemon. No, not Pokemon. Personas like Slime and Mithras. And how I feel like I'm repeating myself. It's just like, I think it would have been a lot cooler if it had like some things added to it, or something like that, and or maybe have like because I know there's a persona that's similar to it. Maybe have some of those guys fly about it, maybe as a sort of like design wise, like maybe it can have in battle. I know you can have like each persona is like one, but maybe the design was like, maybe, I don't know, or maybe have like multiple Kodamas connected together and then they attack, maybe, I don't know. But Kodama is just like, again, one of those very forgettable personas that you can just forget about as soon as you've already fused it with another persona. And yeah, I just think that Kodama, again, I think like with Mithras, if it was roughed around the edges a bit and a bit more polished, I would think it would have been a really quite interesting and cool looking persona. So yeah, that's been my top 5 least favourite personas. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.